One Zambia, one nation. Thank you so much for joining us for Zanis News. To present it, I'm Michelle Lubinda. The headlines. Mount Million Mwami Mchinji one-stop border post commissioned. 107 families left in cold after heavy rains. Fuel tanker driver threatened to down tools. Says Tools welcomes enactment of new NAPSA Act. And Zambia Gaming Association concerned with low compliance levels. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema and his Malawian counterpart Lazarus Chakwera have commissioned the $7.5 million United States Mwami Mchinji one-stop border post. The two presidents commissioned the border post today and called for strengthened trade between the two countries. President Hichilema and his counterpart also want the ease of doing business to be enhanced, with tariff barriers eliminated.
So we count at the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. There we are. Wow.
Thank you.
And then obtain your excellencies. So, cameras, please leave right there.
Thank you. President. We are putting it today as a one-stop border post, but actually it must move with technology, with automation, to a non-stop border post. Absolutely. So we can scan the trucks, we can scan the goods, we can scan the people miles ahead of Mchinji Mwami. And with a single window technological capability, we'll be able to allow people to pass through, maybe just slowing their speed so they don't kill anybody around here, and move on, because we'll have known already what is on the trucks and they will have already paid the dues that are required. Solving partial problems. The delays continue. When the trucks from Zambia cross this border, limited time, into Malawi, maybe there's no problem. But I want to confess, Mr. President, when the trucks cross from Malawi into Zambia, we have problems on our side which need to be unlocked. What is this? What are these? These include roadblocks. Too many roadblocks along our routes. We must attend to those. We understand the importance of security. The President and I understand that. A stable Malawi is good for Zambia. A stable Zambia is good for Malawi.
A great day for Malawi and Zambia. Presiding over the official opening of this one-stop border post with my dear brother, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. It is an historic milestone, worthy of celebration. This one-stop border post is good news for travelers, good news for traders, good news for our economy. It's good news for regional, cultural, and economic integration. It is good news for investors. It is good news for neighborly harmony and solidarity. After all, the bond that exists between Malawi and Zambia, between Malawians and Zambians, is so deep and so rich that it transcends the official barriers that have been created to separate us.
Let me conclude by acknowledging the dedication and the excellent work by the teams from the COMESA Secretariat and the governments of Zambia and Malawi, who have worked tirelessly to ensure that what we are witnessing today comes to fruition. We now look forward to an efficient operationalization of the border facilities that will lead to reduced time for crossing the border and increased trade flows between Zambia and Malawi.
Over 107 families have been left homeless in Vubwe district following heavy rains which were characterized by strong winds. Vubu District Council Chairperson Vincent Mwale visited the affected families and said the situation needs urgent attention as some of the victims were injured. From Vubwi, Davison Sakala reports.
Residents of Vubwi district are torn between wanting rain for their yield and not wanting it for fear of their lives. The residents, whose houses have been destroyed by heavy rains, have shared their ordeal.
All I know is the war has ended.
Whatever the case, it has ended. And now for the water. When we counted everyone present, God protected us. We could not even hear the roofing sheets fall. And at the time it all started, I was awake. The house collapsed and I ran outside. That's when a roofing sheet hit me. I fell down and passed out. The rain came like a storm. That's how you're seeing all this damage. We survived from that kitchen. Vubi District Council Chairperson Vincent Mwale wants quick disaster relief operation for the affected families. We've had two different disasters, but this one hit people badly. It's heavy because where we are, all houses have been demolished, people wounded, even this girl Harriet, and another woman had injured her eye when she hit into a wall because it was very dark at the time. We need urgent help from government because these people have suffered. They don't have anywhere to sleep, what to eat, as the mealie meal and salt got soaked. Even if it had to rain again, where would they stay? Davison Sakala, reporting for Zanis in Vuba District.
Government and Topstar Communication Company have signed a service-level agreement for the use of digital television transmission network by Zanis Television. The agreement means that Zanis channel will officially air on the Topstar platform. Minister of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Kenneth Kalunga says the agreement prescribes modalities on how Zanis will cooperate with Topstar on the operation of its television channel. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Mr. Kalunga urged Zanis to produce content that will reflect the lives of communities across the country. Speaking at the same event, Topstar Chief Executive Officer John Zhang said Zanis has become the 5th free-to-air channel on its platform. Mr. Zhang explained that subscribers are now able to access the Zanis channel without any subscription. And Zanis director Lois Saili pledged that the channel will ensure it produces content that highlights developmental projects that government has embarked on. Mrs. Saili further said the channel will also produce content that is relevant to the ordinary Zambian.
The signing of the agreement that we've just done is therefore a clear indication that government commitment to ensure equal access to information for all the citizens regardless of where they live. This is also in line with government vision and mission to empower members of the public with the information so that they participate effectively in the national development. Ladies and gentlemen, this agreement, it is important as it prescribes modalities of how Zanis will cooperate with Topstar Communication Company Limited in the operation of its television channel.
Since Zanis is on the countrywide coverage, it means that even households outside the land of royal and the provincial headquarters are be able to access the channel without any active subscription. Zanis is now in your homes and the local communities, both on the decoder with antenna and the decoder with dish, to ensure that no one is left behind on current affairs, education and entertainment.
It gives us an edge to be able to bring news or content that is very unique, because our content will be coming from all the parts of the country, and our content PS will focus on the Zambian people themselves. You will be able to see us offloading new programs in the next few weeks and in the next few days. And this content PS is focusing on the ordinary people of this country. The motto for our channel is the People's Channel. And the People's Channel is because we are looking at every Zambian. It doesn't matter their status. We will give them a voice to be able to express themselves, to comment on national issues, and to be able to participate in national development, because that is the mandate of the ministry and that is the mandate of Zanis.
Government has launched phase 1 of unleashing scalable solutions for youth empowerment and employment in Zambia. Speaking during the launch on behalf of President Hakainde Hichilema, Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Elvis Nkandu, said the 12-month program will provide solutions to the many challenges the youth have been facing countrywide. Sharon Bwalia has the details.
Government has time and again reiterated its commitment to improve the welfare of youths by addressing the challenges they face, especially unemployment. Today, government has taken another step in fulfilling this promise by launching phase 1 of the Unleashing Scalable Solutions for Youth Empowerment and Employment in Zambia program that will be implemented in 12 months. The program will be implemented in phases till 2026 and beyond, and will increase empowerment and employment opportunities for young people.
These youth initiatives will be implemented in order to uplift the welfare of the youth in the country. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my government, through the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts, will immediately begin to implement the following projects in phases until 2026 and beyond.
We have immediately started work with the support of the UN system in Zambia, and cooperating partners will empower and uplift young people by scaling up innovations, increase the capacity of our young people, and use accountable financing mechanisms to ensure that Zambia can become a strong, dynamic, middle-income country by 2030.
The United Nations has pledged commitment to support government formulate and implement inclusive strategies and programs that will foster sustainable development and employment for youths.
People know what they need, they know what their challenges are, and they know what the solutions are. And so it's really for us to be there to support them. A lot has been said about the challenges facing the youth in Zambia, but not enough about the abundant transformative potential that they present. The vibrance, the innovation, and creativity continues to emanate. But not enough about the abundant transformative potential that they present. Young people have a lot to present. There is the vibrance, the innovation, and creativity that continues to emanate from within the country, especially among its young people.
And Ministry of Education says line ministries are working together to improve the livelihoods of the young people in the country.
Everybody must be on board. And this is why myself and my colleague in the Ministry of Youth, Director of Ceremonies, we are talking about silos. We are intertwined. Where he stops, I begin. Where I begin, he comes to stop.
Phase 1 of the program will include the creation of youth virtual hubs, rehabilitation of youth centers and hubs, as well as rolling out a pilot internship, graduate apprenticeship, and volunteering program. Reporting for Zanis in Lusaka, Sharon Walia.
On energy, fuel tanker drivers have threatened to down tools if government will not place a ban on foreign tanker drivers to stop offloading petroleum products at Tazama pipeline in Ndola. Zambia Union of Tanker Drivers and Allied Workers President Shafti Mubanga has called on government to take action. Take a look at this report.
Fuel tanker drivers have threatened to down tools if government does not address their plight. The threat is as a result of unfair treatment of Zambian tanker drivers who are spending more days at the ports as well as at the offloading bay in Ndola. Zambia Union of Tanker Drivers and Allied Workers President Shaft Mubanga sheds more light on the situation.
The issue here is that 50% of finished product must be carried by Zambian transporters. Now what we are seeing here, there's only foreign transporters, the one who are bringing fuel. Our trucks are parked in the yards. Some they are stuck in Mozambique, some they are in Dar es Salaam. Only few OMCs that are giving Zambian transporters job. Don't want these OMCs. I think they have to cancel this waiver. That's why even fuel, they are not, this is not stable. Today they increase, tomorrow they put it down because of cartel of this same OMCs. Someone comes here, he registers 10 trucks as a Zambian registered truck. Once he gets a contract, he's going to bring now, you carry forward agri-fuel. Yeah, so can you see any Zambian truck which has carried the fuel for agri-fuel? Nothing. Nothing. What are we benefiting? Agri-fuel is a Zambian company. Why are you going to get a truck from South Africa? Why getting truck from Mozambique? Why don't have truck? There are stacks there in Mozambique. My drivers, they are stuck there. My drivers, some they are stuck in Tanzania. So our client.
The union and the drivers want the issue addressed immediately.
The government is simply supposed to enforce the existing laws. Statutory instrument number 35 says 50% of anything imported into Zambia must be carried by the Zambian transporters. But that is not happening. If we are pushed against the wall, we will have no option but to stop our trucks. We will go on strike if this issue is not addressed.
I've been here in Dola since Wednesday. We are not offloading, but we're being told the queue, there's a lot of trucks which are carried government fuel, foreign trucks. The ones we are waiting for to offload, we've been told they are a priority, so we don't know what's happening.
Clara Kawimbe reporting for Zanis in Ndola.
A 41-year-old man of Mpongwe district on the Copperbelt province has been arrested for setting ablaze his girlfriend's house and destroying property worth over 30,000 kwacha after a dispute. Copperbelt Police Commissioner Peacewell Mwemba has confirmed incidents to Zanis in a statement today. Mr. Mwemba said the incident occurred on December 5, 2022 around 03 hours and identified the suspect as Fortunatius Mumba of Mwendela village in Mpongwe. He disclosed that Maureen Mwendela, aged 45, a farmer of Mwendela village in Mpongwe, reported that her house was set ablaze by her boyfriend Fortunatius Mumba after a dispute. Ms. Mwendela told the police that she had been staying with Mumba at her house for the past 5 months until on the material day when the two had a dispute, which prompted her to abandon her house as the suspect was drunk. Police visited the scene and that property, which included sofas, a bed, a mattress, a television set, beddings, and other household items valued at 32,950 kwacha, were burnt to ashes. He said that the suspect has since been apprehended and will appear in court soon. Still on the Copperbelt province, 7 police officers in Luansha district have been injured and their police vehicle damaged when an irate mob descended on them as they attempted to disrupt a traditional ritual called Bwela Bwela. Bwela Bwela is a traditional practice where a person believed to have died as a result of witchcraft controls the coffin on the day of burial and directs the pallbearers to the suspected witch. Copperbelt Police Commissioner Peacewell Mwemba has told Zanis in a statement today that the riotous behavior was as a result of the death of Enoch Kawama, aged 19, of Kawama Compound, who died on Friday, 2nd December 2022, between 16 and 18 hours after vomiting blood. Mr. Mwemba said the residents of Kawama Compound suspected that the deceased was bewitched by his grandmother who had deserted her house. Mr. Mwemba, however, disclosed that reinforcement from Luansha Police Station, Ron Police Station, Luansha District Police Division, and Kamfinsa Mobile Unit was engaged to contain the situation and the body was buried by the police. The condition of the injured officers are reported to be stable and investigations have been instituted and no one was arrested. In other news, a 15-year-old girl of Chief Nkola's chiefdom in Mwamba village in Chinsali district in Mchinga province has been defiled by her cousin of unknown age. Provincial Police Commissioner Kennedy Mubanga confirmed in a press statement today that brief facts of the matter are that on August 25, 2022, at around 16:30 hours, Rebecca Chileshe, the mother of the victim, sent her daughter to harvest some cassava from their field located about a kilometer away from their house. She further explained that on her way back, she was confronted by her cousin, Mumpapa Mkuka, who forced her to have carnal knowledge with him. It was further explained that while in the act, the victim's stepfather, Kennedy Chimfwembe, aged 52, overheard someone screaming in the nearby bush, and when he went to check what was happening, he found it was her stepdaughter screaming for help, whilst the suspect was in action. Mr. Mwanga stated that the matter was then reported to the father of the suspect, who happens to be the village headman, that in trying to protect his son, he opted to resolve the matter secretly, a move that was not welcomed by the mother of the victim. Mr. Mwanga further explained that the development angered the village headman, who in turn chased the parents of the victim out of the village, leaving the victim under the custody of her elder brother, John Kabungo. In Lusaka province, the Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia, SESTUS, has welcomed the enactment of the new NAPSA Act that will allow public service workers to make a partial withdrawal. SESTUS General Secretary Stibekiso Wamui says the move is progressive. President Hakainde Hichilema assented to the National Pension Scheme Bill into law, which provides an option for partial withdrawal of benefits by a member. Details in the following report by Evelyn Masialeti.
The enactment of the new National Pension Scheme, NAPSA Act, allowing contributors to make a partial withdrawal of their contributions, has cheered public workers' unions. President Hakainde Hichilema on Tuesday assented the National Pension Scheme Bill into law, which provides an option for partial withdrawal of benefits by a member. The Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia, SESTUS, has described the move as progressive.
With the reforms that have come, that can allow a worker to have access to their contributions at the rate of 20%, I think can alleviate a lot of challenges. Because you get the money when you are still energetic. You are young. You can still invest.
Zambia Union of Government and Allied Workers, UG, has also supported the new NAPSA Act.
Now, looking at the way the scheme has been all along, members would only access their benefits in bits. And say, for example, here is a civil servant who retires and has not yet put up a housing unit. It means that the money that is going to be given to this retired officer will not be adequate for them to put up shelter.
Meanwhile, SESTU's General Secretary says the new NAPSA law calls for financial literacy education and also appeals to workers not to misuse the money from the new arrangement.
Yes, we can celebrate it. But we know that if we do not do it properly and cautiously, responsibly, we will be more destitute than we were going to be in the previous arrangement. Because we shall have withdrawn 20% of our retirement package.
Evelyn Masialeti, Zanis, Lusaka.
In education news, Chongwe Member of Parliament Silver Masebo has called for transparency among traditional leaders in the use of government funds meant to benefit the people. Mr. Masebo said this when she officiated at the launch of the newly reconstructed Chasha Community School in Chongwe. Tabiso Sibanda reports.
Chongwa Member of Parliament has joined its cooperating partners in the official launch of the newly constructed Chasha Community School in Chongwe. Parents and children have expressed happiness with the new development in their community.
Kurumboa kwa beti shika muzoni yetu as zone 8 ni bintu bingi abachechi byo batwinshira. It's not the first time etito balamba wa minister twabira ku Chinkuli kwa tuwakira 1x2 classroom blocks, a classroom ya manganda teachers, and to open the grade 10. So ni kurumba mani kwa mbete tukashane as the traditional leaders nema government workers kwa mbete pamo ne vitu kwe byo mabono bipitirire na kwa kula kwikashana kabila kupitira vitu kweli.
The Member of Parliament has pledged to continue supporting developmental projects in the community.
school ino boma izazigwezerapo izatuma matichers izamba kulipira maticha izaleta machoko bonse izamba kuleta boma muzaona wakambati education baitanzero mani kunkani za education ndabazi bati mwana kapunzia ndani muzakabula kuntanga that's why naona ati education takambati nkale free so that imwe bana bantu bapunzire bakamusongene kuntanga mukakula ndiye kintu kikulu. Then number 2 vipatala tizafuna vipatala vinkale bwino nkali wakambati mankwala kulibe muzaona zankala improve bonse.
The Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints is pleased that children will have a conducive learning environment.
We are grateful to be here today. What a wonderful occasion to be able to be handing over these structures. We've been able to partner with the community so that it can benefit the community. But may I thank the government of the Republic of Zambia. I think we would like to partner with them, such as today and in future, to enhance their policies on education and on health as well. So let us remember to keep these facilities, and so that we can be able to see many of the rising generation come through this school and be able to receive an education.
The construction of Chasha Community School will motivate children in the community to attain education and good personal development skills. Taviso Svanda, Zanis, Chongwe.
In Western Province, the Barroso Royal Establishment in Lukulu District has noted that the various job opportunities recently created by government have significantly reduced poverty levels, especially among the youth. More in the following report.
A sustainable and cordial relationship between government and the traditional leadership is key for socio-economic transformation. It is for this reason that His Royal Highness Chief Imenda of the Barroso Royal Establishment in Lukulu District, in a speech read on his behalf, has hailed government for its commitment to working with the traditional authority in various aspects of development.
Development is a cornerstone of humanity. I will therefore fail in my duties if I do not thank the new Dawn government for increasing CDA from 1.6 million to 28 million. I'm pleased also to remind you about the employment of over 30,000 teachers and 11,000 health caregivers. Declaration of free education is another good gesture on the part of the new Dawn government worth mentioning.
The traditional leadership seized the opportunity of the 9th anniversary ceremony of His Royal Highness Chief Imenda to appeal to government to consider working on the Katunda-Watopa Road.
Let me take this opportunity to make a humble appeal to our government, which includes my younger brother Batuke Imenda, to seriously consider constructing the Watopa Lukulu Katunda Road with the lifespan of this parliament 2021 to 2026.
And Lukulu District Commissioner Keri Kapaku has reaffirmed government's commitment to working with the traditional authority.
The new Dawn government and His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema appreciates and respects the important role that the traditional leaders play in the governance of our country. We urge you to continue working with the government of the day as we continue to serve our people and bring development closer.
Cosma Soka Soka, Zanis in Lukulu District, Western Province.
In sports news, the Zambia Gaming Association, ZGA, is concerned with the low compliance levels among business owners involved in sports betting in Mpika District in Mchinga Province. ZGA Director Operations, Noah Malungila, says the association is conducting a countrywide inspection and has discovered that most business owners in Mpika do not have licenses and have not been paying tax to the Zambia Revenue Authority. More in the following report.
They are conducting countrywide inspections of sports betting businesses to check on compliance levels. In Mpika District, the Zambia Gaming Association is not happy with bonanza machine operators who lack certification and do not pay tax to ZRA.
What we have discovered is that some people, they don't have licenses from the Ministry of Finance, and some other operators, they don't have, they haven't registered their machines with ZRA, and some other operators, of course, they're not in compliance with the local authorities. So ours is to make sure that we advise them to do the correct thing, because as you are aware, this business, you need to pay 500 kwacha per month from Zambia Revenue Authority. So we are asking our members that they should make sure that they contribute to the welfare of this nation by paying tax.
The association has seized bonanza machines from some businesses due to non-compliance.
You could even see that there's no compliance. A lot of owners in this industry, they're not doing the correct thing. So in the meantime, we're asking now the owner of the machines to switch them off.
Bonanza machine operators have been urged to observe regulations as they run their businesses.
My appeal to all the bonanza operators is to do the correct thing. It's not that the government does not want us to be in bonanza business, but the government wants us to do the correct thing, to stop the underage patronage and to put machines in the right places.
Peggy Gutinho for Zanis in Mpika, Muchinga Province.
Finally, in the news, the Zambia Boxing Federation, ZBF, has praised government for increasing financial and technical support to boxing. Zanis reports that ZBF Secretary General Wensday says the political will being demonstrated by the new administration in supporting all sports to strengthen sports development and attract positive performances. Chewe said boxing is back on the upswing due to government's equitable support to the Boxing Federation's development, programming and participation in tournaments. He noted that with increased funding, boxing will go places next year as the federation starts preparing for the 2024 Paris Olympics and African Games. The ZBF Secretary General described 2022 as a year for boxing as the country boxing profile has been raised in the international spotlight. Let's now look at today's weather.
Thank you for joining us for this weather update. To present it, I'm Consilia Mulongwe. In the last 24 hours, most parts of the country have been under the influence of cloudy weather conditions with isolated rainfall activities, especially over the western half of the country. Let's take a look at our satellite image. We can see from our satellite image that most parts of the country continue to be under the influence of cloudy weather conditions with isolated rainfall activities, especially over the western half of the country. This is due to moist airflow from the northwest, commonly known as Congo air. Let's take a look at the forecast for tomorrow, December 8th, 2022. In the forecast for tomorrow, we expect most parts of the country to continue being under the influence of rainfall activities and cloudy weather conditions, except for parts of Muchinga province where we expect to receive lesser rainfall amounts. This has been your weather, and I've been your presenter, Consilia Mulongwe. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.
As we end the news, another look at the stories that made headlines. Multi-million Mwami Muchinji one-stop border post commissioned. 107 families left in court after heavy rains. Fuel tanker drivers threatened to down tools. Sestus welcomes enactment of new NAPSA Act. And Zambia Gaming Association concerned with low compliance levels. That's all we could package for you. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the entire production team, it's good. Bye-bye and God bless.